But that's not all. Tire Zone also stock tires for all types of vehicles, including 13-inch for as low as $99, 14-inch starting from $150, 15-inch starting at $185, 16-inch for as low as $195, and 17-inch starting from only $200. Why buy used tires when you can get quality brand new tires for such low prices at Tire Zone? Visit us in the blue building next to the VG roundabout or call 452-1313, 486-4459 or 724-5996. Again, 452-1313, 486-4459 or 724-5996. Email us at tirezone.slu@gmail.com. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Tire Zone.
Well, it is now time for Vaval Central. Another day, another highlighting of all that is St. Lucia Carnival and more happens right here with Teddy Francis and Team RCI. Vaval Central, of course, is made possible with the compliments of the Carnival Planning and Management Committee, the Carnival Music Management Committee, Creamery Novelty, Harris Paints. And Harris has got some awesome things that are happening right now. You need to check them out. Also, Tropical Shipping and also the First National Bank.
We're back! Vaval Central! Music, the happenings, interviews, and all aspects of Carnival. Vaval Central! Yeah! Vaval Central! 8 to 9:30 a.m. Monday to Friday with Teddy Francis and Team RCI. Vaval Central on the Caribbean Sound. Sponsored by the Carnival Planning and Management Committee, the Carnival Music Management Committee, Harris Paints, and Creamery Novelty. Vaval Central! Yeah!
This June, L'Histoire Carnaval returns with an engaging cultural discussion exploring the powerful relationship between music, language, and identity in Lucian Carnival. Under the theme, Rhythm, Language, and Identity. Does our music define us? The event will feature a lecture by St. Lucian Dr. Ronald T. Francis of the University of the West Indies Cave Hill campus, alongside an engaging panel discussion with key music and cultural stakeholders. Join us for free on Wednesday, June 10th at the Harbor Club for an evening of culture, conversation, and celebration as we explore the soundtrack of St. Lucia's Carnival story. Feel the vibes, embody the spirit. Lucian Carnival, nothing sweeter than that.
Oh, I've got this feeling to high five the sun, dance in the rain, and have my scoop of fun. I'm on my way to flavor my day with something new, and I've got room for you. Let loose and live a little, get close and share a little, give in and taste a little. You'll fall in love with Creamery Novelty. Love life and live a little, get close and share a little, give in and taste a little. You'll fall in love with Creamery Novelty.
Enjoy Creamery Novelty's ice cream, distributed by Ferrens Foods. Live a little.
Who's a little man with a lot to offer? He is the Harris Paints man, who does the best for ladies in so many colors. He's a Harris Paints man for a better paint and a better price. Check the little man for some soft advice. If you're painting inside, outside, you'll be satisfied when you use Harris Paints. If you're painting inside, outside, you'll be satisfied when you use Harris Paints.
My friends, I want you to know Fire One having a humorous guy so show. Listen, it is very soon. The show is on Friday the 12th of June. You know you have to pay something to enter. The venue is at the National Cultural Center. My friends, the showtime will be at 8. Solutions are begging you, please don't be late. Tell my friend, join Fire One at the National Cultural Center. Come and enjoy Educator, Wale, Ready, Unpredictable, Trish, Mantius, Robbie, Solange, Manpra, Humble, Prosper, Akeo, Shane, Snow, and of course the defending monarch, Desral. And let me tell you, if you know just pee yourself when you laugh, put on your pamper and put on your pants, and we don't want to see you on the way. Fire One, 12th of June. Fire One, 12th of June.
Tropical Shipping, offers full service to customers. They cater to the large customers who import container loads of frozen goods, building material, groceries to the individual doing a home renovation project or someone wishing to upgrade their home appliances. Tropical Shipping also offer full-service warehousing and consolidation services. Tropical Shipping St. Lucia offers 2 locations for your convenience. Castries on Monell Street, right next to Port Authority, and in Viewfort, upstairs the Dyer Building. Call Tropical Shipping 457-0900 for more information.
Your shot. Carnival costumes, yeah, we giving out 4 plus 1,000 cash. Tell me who want more. Tap, tap, tap to the Vaval. Win big, have a ball. Tap, tap, don't you stall. First National, got it all. Sign up online or visit the branch today. Get your credit card June 30, don't delay.
The 2026 Calypso quarterfinals are here. South Calypso Tent takes the stage Saturday, June 13th, followed by Fire One on Wednesday, June 17th, KPT on Thursday, June 18th, and TOT on Saturday, June 20th. National Cultural Center, 8:30 p.m. Admission is only $25. Who will advance to the semi-finals? Come out and witness the battle. This event is licensed by ECHO and brought to you by the CMMC.
Radio Caribbean International. The station that loves Carnival.
Morning, Teddy.
A very good morning. What do you call it? A strong morning?
A strong morning.
A strong morning.
Very
We have guests, you have pedigree, you have quality.
Of
But you
course.
have the great Claude Paul himself, the guru, the head of CMMC. He can't walk in tongue in peace, but Mr. Paul, Claude, thing, yeah. I get a ticket, I get a booth, I get to submit my song, Claude Paul, boy. That's your time, Claude Paul, your time. Deliver and the white crew. Look him, Claude Paul, your soldier. One listening to. Good morning to Neil Paul and all the rest, the Barbados crew. Listening to everybody, Constance, Safia, Claude representing. This morning, as I say, we'll be speaking on the upcoming events on the weekend. That's certainly with the Do Road. Do Road is, Rosemadine is what night, King Beats? Thursday night?
Yeah,
Thursday night. And Suka starts his way.
Rosemadine's.
Oh,
I tell you, loud.
That's Monrepo, right? Monrepo, Miko is the place to be Thursday night. You go there, that is the CPMC road tour, the outreach in the communities, going on to Rosemadine in Monrepo, and coincidentally or intentionally, the Peter Soka Stars, a similar community-based carnival program outreach to make it more pervasive and include the amateur talent. They are in fact combining, they will be coming together at Rosemadine. So that's the place to be in the south. There'll be there'll be people like crazy and vibes non-stop over at Rosemadine on Thursday night. Good work there by Peter collaborating with the CPMC. We're speaking of the build-up. We spoke earlier on of the t-shirt mask. This t-shirt mask that been promoted called Vaval by the CPMC. The idea of the corporate, targeting the corporate sector, the first time targeting the corporate as blocks. They are going on to from Mega J to the city center and then end up at the VG complex. They are Vaval a t-shirt mask idea with the corporate sector being targeted for them to have their set of fun. A lot more on that as it goes through. All the companies interested could call CPMCs a company corporate-based t-shirt mask. And so we also looking at the build-up activities. The big show in town tonight is the L'Histoire Carnival, a feature introduced over the last year or so by the CPMC, bringing the intellectual fiber to the carnival to ensure we reflect and decide where we've been, where we're going, why we're doing this, some purpose, some meaning, some food for thought. It's a good idea by the CPMC. It went well last year. the financial center was packed, and venues being under pressure, availability of venues. The Harbour Club is the venue this year. Of course, there's no complaint. We all in the same area of Marine. When we had Columny Red behind booths, usually have 7,000 people. So you can't tell me you can't reach Harbour Club, you know?
Of course.
The Grocery bus system is the most reliable on the island. So we at Harbour Club tonight, 7 o'clock. Ronald Francis, Dr. Ronald Francis in Lucian, doing well in academia. He is based at Vaval. He's here to grace us. Last year was Ansi Octave. Dr. Ansi Octave, she did very well. And so Dr. Ronald Francis following. Tonight, the lecture, we're speaking on identity, we're speaking on music, language, and whether our music defines us. We have Claude Paul here with us, as we said. We have Dr. Ronald Francis here. Ronald Bohingston is also here to talk to music and development. I wanted you to highlight the omission. You know what I'm saying? The honorary doctorate. Pull your strings there, Kofi. I see some people have honorary doctorate who more than qualify for that. A doctorate.
I agree.
So we have Dr. Ronald Francis, Ronald Bohingston is here. So 2 Ronalds and 2 Francises. What do you want again, Maureen? Eh? Ronald Francis, Teddy Francis, and 2 Ronalds. Claude inform. And so we're going ahead with that, a packed program here on Vaval. So we get to them, lots to discuss. And we also have the contestants from the Grocery Queen show joining us. So we mix in the charm with the serious stuff. We are starting the ball rolling, reminding persons though that we're going ahead with the tent on the weekend. Friday night will be the Fire One tent. Lots of interest, also heightened interest because the reigning monarch Desrel will be making his first appearance, performing at least one of his songs for the season, and that has added to the interest according to the organizers. They're feeling the pulse that people want to come to see. And then also on Saturday night is a big night for the South. The first to go before the judges, Claude Paul, that'll be the first tent before the judges.
Yes, so our quarterfinal rounds start on the weekend and then continues into next weekend.
Next week.
Thursday,
it
Friday.
ends on the 20th, I'm told. The 20th is the last the 19th, the last
yes.
quarterfinal.
Yes.
And then we have a break of 1 week before we go to the semi-finals. The action has already started, separating the men from the boys. What do you say for the ladies? The men from the boys and the ladies, right? The ladies from the girls, right? Yeah. We're going ahead. And we're weeding out and going to that semi-finals, tough, tight competition. But we're starting today with some music. Lucian is a well-known personality for those just tuning in, of course. 101.1 on radio, the Facebook. We are on the official page of Radio Caribbean. We are also on the platform on YouTube, and you could turn in on Flow 124. Flow channel 124 is the channel on TV to watch it, UTV, and then we also have the possibility of online to follow us online. So if you can't find RCI, the problem is with you. We're going with, as we said, for persons tuning, the guest lecturer tonight for the L'Histoire, the Carnival lecture, is Dr. Ronald Francis. He's here. Bohingston is here, Ronald Bohingston and Claude Paul. We have a lot to discuss this morning, and the Grocery Carnival contestants. We're going first to Lucian, our double Carnival Queen winner, Caribbean Queen, St. Lucia Queen. She's a Calypsonian in full flight now. She says, you are fool if you're all based on color. Colorful.
Twist the human mind. Make grown men blind, leave good sense behind. divide, control, or overrule. Oh, oh. If you fight for it like loyalty school, brother, you is a colorful. We color coordinated, but conscience disconnected. When shade have more control than you. When fabric rule what's right and the true, then color wearing you. So if you fight for it and lie for it, then you just a colorful. The rainbow is a sight to behold. It fascinates souls of both young and old. And whether for or against the LGBT cause, they see their truth in the rainbow's laws. Yet blood spill quick over fabric and pride. In LA red cap, in blue zone, they sing about. Fight for it like loyalty school. Brother, you is a colorful. When you twist it into a tool to divide, control, or overrule. Oh, oh. If you fight for it like loyalty school, brother, you is a colorful. Coordinated, conscience disconnected. When shade have more control than you. When fabric rule what's right and the true, then color wearing you. So if you fight for it, take lives for it, then you just a colorful. My lady, you're really looking colorful today.
Yes, she will be appearing in the South End of the quarterfinals as we get ready to go to the guest lecturer for tonight, Ronald Francis, Dr. Ronald Francis, and also Ronald Buhingston along with Claude Paul. But we've taken a moment. Today is an important day. Today is the birthday of Home King Beats. Whose birthday is today? Julian Alfred. Really? Yeah, Julian Alfred birthday today. Congratulations. Applause for her. Yeah, very pertinent. The great Julian Alfred, our hero. You grew up and you're told to be proud of certain things. You're instructed to be proud. We are all genuinely proud of this. We fantasized for years. Me being very much into the sports media, spearheading that at one point. We dreamt of just being relevant at the final. To make a final, to be spoken about would have been a great achievement. To make a finals, make the top 8 would have been a fantasy. And now to be just about the most spoken about athlete on the women's circuit really has us tremendously proud. And I said her winning the gold medal was the single greatest achievement by any St. Lucian. But all due respect to the Nobel laureates, but as meaning to the population, to the spotlight it gave us was really very meaningful. And she made us proud the last weekend. Remember winning the 200, silencing Melissa. And this time, she is running today on her birthday. Interesting. It would be remiss, it would be perverse almost not to play a little. Verse and chorus. Let's play a verse and chorus for her. Maureen, you have it? Beats, you have it?
I have it.
Right.
We run away. We run. La sentence run off with the monarchy. Blue judges away with his juju gun. 25, I gun set and ready. No more choo-choo gun, now it's choo-choo run. Run, step up on the track like a rocket. Choo-choo's not a gun but a bullet. Win first medal, silver and gold. Run, trust education and discipline. With daily sacrifice and hard training. Choo-choo, fastest in the world. That's why I tell you to run. Run, choo-choo, run. The whole nation behind you. Run. Run, choo-choo, run. Shakari cannot find you. Run, choo-choo, run. Hey, run for all of the world to see how you make money, make history. Run, choo-choo, my girl, choo-choo, run. The fastest woman in the world. How we gonna die? Run, choo-choo, my girl, choo-choo, run. Running amok, young men in a race to cross through hell's gates. Rather than run big guns to the youths on the block, you give them a model to emulate. Run, police run for all kind of causes. Run, losing weight, cancer, diabetes. Run, one to end and buy your things. Run, to stop the useless death and injury. Run, 6 and 7 gangsters in fury. Choo-choo, run down this nonsense. The young men will follow you. Run, run, choo-choo, run. Michael, run to put a stop. Run, run, choo-choo, run. No more justice by gunshot. Run, choo-choo, run. Hey, run for all of the world to see how you make non-violent history. Run, choo-choo, Michael, choo-choo, run. The fastest woman in the world. How we all in love. Run, choo-choo, Michael, choo-choo, run.
Well done, ready. Although somebody said, ready yourself, run last year.
She ran away.
Oh, she ran away. Interesting. And as Reddy said, the Pekong is well in order. Good morning to Niam and Reddy taking the Pekong in good stride. And Wally in full form. Of course, as I said, he's gotten his blues in the past, so he has license and right to exercise and use his Pekong. We're going over to the guest lecturer. Tonight is the big show, is the L'Histoire Carnival, the carnival lecture over at Harbour Club. Dr. Ronald Francis, our native son, doing good things at Keyville is here. Ronald, how it feels to be home?
Hey, it feels wonderful.
Right.
It always feels amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like there's no better landing than landing in St. Lucia and seeing the Peters. Do you agree?
Is there any loud and clearing?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Ronald, the obvious question it would be in order to ask, who is this Dr. Ronald Francis? Trace a little bit for them, where you're from in St. Lucia, your academic little journey, basically.
I'm a son of Dennery. I'm born and bred in Dennery. And then I studied in Trinidad and Tobago. I have a bachelor's degree in linguistics and Spanish. And then I went on to do an MPhil and a PhD in linguistics. And I kind of just became a lecturer by process. Right? I surprised myself.
And you have studied, I realize, Dennery segment has been a subject of some of your research, and indeed you have some interesting thoughts on that and music and society generally.
Yeah, so my area of study is generally applied linguistics, and I do focus a lot on language and education, but more broadly I look at language and culture, and I published on Dennery segment, so that's why they reached out to me to talk about some of the work I've done.
Right. I'll ask, next to you is Ronald, the esteemed Ronald Bohingson. And tell us, we're starting very broadly. As we get a little foretaste, we wouldn't want to preempt your lecture tonight, but a little foretaste. The Dennery segment, controversial in its own right, initially not accepted. Yeah. It wasn't played in the studio for a while, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It was played at a certain crevice on the Mon. For a little while, featured on the Mon, but it didn't quite make it to the few urban zones. Most of us snubbed it, Claude Paul, be honest, for quite a while. The Tosh had us a little uneasy. But the wider society, that's the honest truth. Ronald would agree. But tell us your own take from a distance, using Denry segment as a kind of metaphor for the evolution of St. Lucian music and the taste of the public. Your take.
Well, I will start by saying it didn't have the entire wider society uncomfortable. Maybe a certain generation, but certainly not young people. Because it started to evolve because young people embraced it, right?
Denry segment.
In its nascency, it was all about young people. It was about their energy, their own music, their own sound, their own personal home studios. They didn't have access to all of the things that were needed, or the things that elite musicians, like the one sitting right next to me, like what?
Yes.
So it grew. It evolved in a small little ecosystem by itself, and that's why it has its own identity. That's why it's authentically St. Lucian, authentically rural St. Lucian. To be clear, in terms of the lyrics, I do think that there is. We can be open and say that they're salacious, and we can have a conversation about whether or not we accept that as a society. I hope to even start a conversation about it tonight. I will be a little bit controversial. I'll put it on the screen. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. But I think what I don't want us to do is two things in particular. I don't want us to take a judgmental approach to it. I would like us to be objective. I don't think that the artists are removed from St. Lucian society. So whatever they do, it's definitely things that St. Lucians embrace and things that Lucians like. So whatever you call them, we have to call ourselves. And then secondly, I want us to resist, editorializing our art. Just constantly managing it, prescribing exactly how it should be. There's a difference between tradition and culture, right? Culture is dynamic, it's evolving, it's changing all the time, and tradition is a little bit more static, it's history. We should let our culture evolve. We should probably encourage the guys to evolve a little bit more as well, but we shouldn't put the burden of tradition on the culture that they're making.
There has been that sort, not to overly analyze and dissect it and allow it the space to grow. Same instead of even our calypso, a more mainstream art form. That don't be policing it too much and prescribing is in fact the word, and doing that too much is what it should be. And let an art, as they say, should have no limits. It is the artist and I say the French have a term, they call a normal vocalist interprète, meaning interpreter.
Yes,
and that is the whole idea, that is the way it's interpreted. And the Denry segment, the two things, to please the local market, there's a pressure too for it to be commercialized and exportable. That too has been the claim. We had a spurt, certainly a surge of popularity around the world, which seemed to have waned a little bit. How do you see it? And certainly vis-a-vis our neighbors, in every sense, the now famous, some say infamous bouillon nasty business music.
Well, the guys have evolved. For one, they've complexified the actual rhythms and the music that they're developing. We were just chatting about that. They use more chords. They use more instrumentation. They have access to better equipment. So the music itself, the instrumentation, the sound is a little bit more complex. It's varied, and I found it very difficult, as I was explaining to Bo Hinkson next to me, to actually just pin down an identity for Denry segment. Now it's no longer just the heavily percussive thing that we had about 9 years ago. Right? It's not always above 140 beats per minute, for example. You get slower songs. Some of them sound a little bit more like groovy. Creme de la Creme was supposed to be technically a Denry segment song. So we have more happening melodically, more musically, in terms of instrumentation with the genre. In terms of the lyrics, I think that there is perhaps some space for diversification. A lot of it is what I like to call a lascivious pursuit of young women. And perhaps that's just what young men do in general. It's not even just about the music. But the guys also have adjusted, the artists also have adjusted, because they have included more English lyrics than there were originally, so that it can be marketable to Trinidadians and other markets. And I would say that even for some parts of the Caribbean, they've started to use more double entendre play, word play, masking the sexuality, the salaciousness, so that it is more palatable to a general audience. And even that is some kind of evolution and change. Right? So I think I want us to look at the positive strands, where we are going, where we can push it, how far we can take it. Right? We are small, but we are mighty. And I don't want us. What I want us to do is resist this urge to, to cull, to trap, to change, to prescribe. Right? I'm out of words now, but
the point is made. Yeah.
Yes.
No, well said and clearly stated. We'll ask King Beats, our DJ, our regionally renowned DJ, to line up for us. There's a song by Black Boy about lighter, a female marijuana upon your lighter. There's that, and then one of and maybe Bap by Umpa to make the point a little later about the evolution and the growth. I find what I have found is a richness in the writing and the lyrics that's often understated, overlooked. It's not just, some say it's all about the bottom, the woman's bottom, too much of that. But in the writing, the likes of Black Boy and so there's some rich lines writing. Even in the more recent Tally Boy, there's some lines in there that's really rich. There is some talent there in the writing. The challenge though has come from the clamor for them to diversify the topics. So in fact, I want to go to Ronald Hingston for just a bit and come back to Ronald Francis. You've been listening, in case you're just tuning in, the always person just joining us. Ronald Francis, Dr. Ronald Francis, is the guest lecturer tonight at the L'Histoire, the Carnival lecture over at Harbour Club. Ronald,
where you want me to start? You want me to start
about the exportability, about the growth of the musically, as he said, and I like how he's saying to bash it and to try to trap it. You know?
Well, I like that point because I want to speak to the what I would call the hypocrisy of the society, because if we go back to Sparrow, I mean, Sparrow sang a lot of stuff that we want our children to hear. And there was an era
some would argue that he always had his mask in a kind of double turn, like the famous Soulfish, and so that he never went raw and speak about Mevlis attack Bondaon.
Well, let me tell you what, man.
In fairness to Sparrow.
I don't. Even then, even having done that expertly, a song like Soulfish, there's not much left to the imagination.
Yeah.
So when our Denry segment guy sang about the thrush, I couldn't understand that profound pushback, because our society had been accepting a lot of that from Trinidad for a while, you know. So I rather than go the direction that Dr. Francis has suggested, where we broaden our lyrics, talk to the guys about broadening the lyrics and getting maybe better musicians involved in work, looking at the melodic structure. I recall maybe 10 years ago, as a member of the CDF board, we had a meeting with them, because I kept pushing at CDF, listen, let us engage the genre segment guys so that we can get that music to evolve. I mean, you look at Jamaica. Jamaica started in the blue beat with the ska, with and then they went to reggae. They had Mento even before all of that. And now the Jamaicans are collaborating with the best in the world and getting Grammys and so on. So there's an urgency with which we must look at the genre segment, not just leave it in their hands to do that. The country has to do that for our sake, because it is part of our identity. I mean, we almost like headless chickens. When the soca is big, we run after soca. We run after ring bang. We run after reggae. Now we run after bouillon. So let us spend some time focusing on our stuff and developing it to a point where the world is ready to accept it. Part of the problem we're having is that a lot of the guys producing the music know the computer well and they know the program well, but they have not worked on developing as musicians.
Musically, yeah.
So if the guy from doing a Denver segment song comes to you, the producer should be able to tell him, listen, that chord sequence will give you these chords create continuity, and that chord here, if you put that will create closure, so you understand how to work your tension and release. So you build a melody that never gets static. I recall going to one of the Color Me Red shows, and there were some Denver segment guys before Marshall and the other guys came on. And because at the time they didn't use as much instrumentation as they use now, they almost felt fat. People just stand there watching them. If you put it by itself, then you get that really enthusiastic response. But when you put them in the midst of a Patrice Robertson, a Marshall, and a Kiss, that's a very different story, because there's so much more musicianship. There's so much more musicality in what the other guys are doing. You go back and see what Kiss did with the Denver segment, what I think Bunchy and the other guys, and what happened to these songs.
Yeah, it was instructive.
But we also had successes with
lots of successes.
We had some success with some of our songs too. But the point I'm driving at is that there must be a concerted effort to develop the music and get it to evolve, so that there is a constant improvement on what is happening. It can't remain static as it is now.
While respecting the authenticity, though.
Absolutely.
This mustn't repackage it to an artificial level as we grow and try to
No.
push it.
And the other thing, the other last point I want to make quickly is that we have to understand that that success we saw the Denry segment when it first
broke through.
There's a void that these guys saw and they filled it. We have to decide what that void was and why is it they were able to fill it with that music.
Right, you're right. I remember being Barbados Club over that year, and it's just amazing. I really was just so emotional. Just every band that passed through, that split in the middle, it was in effect the road march of Barbados. It was really,
Yes.
I mean, people hear it and they don't understand the level. Every single costume band on in a loop, on repeat, was that then we said that split in the middle.
I remember Arturo calling me from Barbados.
Arturo
Boo,
Tapin.
Man, I had a song there called Split in the Middle. Everybody in Barbados crazy over that song. And it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Where's that song from? I told him St. Lucia, he couldn't believe.
Yeah. Ronald Francis?
Yeah, I was in Trinidad at the time, and I remember all of my friends asking me, "What's a twanch? What's a twanch? What's a trance? What's a twanch? Ronald, what's a twanch?
What's a
What's a twanch?" and I had to explain it. But I wanted to circle back to something you were talking about earlier, which was the idea that it's not just about bumper. Yeah. Like, and one of the things I will show tonight is that they have already tried to diversify, right? So they talk about food, they talk about farming, they talk about folklore, religion, culture, they talk about migration, they address people in the diaspora, for example, and there's a lot of clever wordplay within the music. So it's just about leaning more into the talent that's already there and adding some dimensionality to it, I think, right? So musical dimensionality, but also linguistic diversity as well would probably aid a little bit more. But somehow, no matter what we do, I don't know what the answer is.
Right.
So I have the questions, not the answers.
Right.
I hope we don't do something that removes the authenticity, because I really think that is what will carry it forward.
Which is, and around the world, you've seen the videos from Switzerland, from Sweden, where there's a universality about good music and good beats that right away you don't understand. But I remember, speak of Trinidad, this Bad in Bam Bam by Sylvans had Trinidad going crazy. I remember Marshall Montano, I remember getting a call from the team organizing Brian Lara's party, and he was not having the party unless he could get Sylvans to perform that song. That song's in Trinidad crazy, Bad in Bam Bam, you know. And then the point that we're facing to is that a point made by C. Dale here on his first appearance on the program this season was that maybe the top 4 songs, Denry segments now are produced externally by foreign entities. There's one Jamaican, there's Natoxi out of Martinique, some great. About the top 4 are in fact produced by foreign producers. So it's something we need to be very aware of and very wary. And the fact that, as Boo alluded, when there was the rhythm that Kes jumped on, his composition had a lot more success. The little Denry segment, also the Magarose that happened in the Magarose rhythm. But so we must be wary of that in the bid to export the music, you know.
But it would be interesting to ask the guys who produced the Denry segment outside of St. Lucia why they chose to do that.
Yes.
That would answer a lot of questions because they're the ones who are deeply involved in it, and if they have chosen to go outside to get producers, then it probably speaks to the point Dr. Francis and I were making, in that we probably need producers who are more musical to package the music for the guys.
In the end,
and we have to train our own people, because I mean, classic post-colonial society, you make something and other people take it.
Well,
right?
It's a cultural appropriation. The
Cultural
examples are clear
appropriation,
of Trinidad and the Japanese claiming the steel ban almost, and lots of other examples. We have had a Denry segment here, an example. This Natoxi producer in Martinique is really having a field day. And I mean, the song last year, the popular one that was controversially Tukoduk, is one of his out of Martinique. And there are several other examples of it. I mean, let's not clamp down on the collaboration, though. People like Black Boy have collaborated for lots of entities to great success. So but it's about not losing it and let other people own it as we went through. Exporting, you as a thinker, one always has that battle. How important, the money is important, but tweaking to export for exportability instead of us. The Trinidadians say, we have our carnival, we do it properly for us.
Yeah.
And if it's properly done, the world will come. We're not tweaking it for anybody outside Trinidad. What do you think of that, Maxine? Yeah.
I think that there's a direct connection between culture and economy. There's a direct culture between cultural capital and economic capital. There's a direct culture between authenticity and wealth, because things that are authentic sell. Right, things that are cultural, steeped in the culture of a people, are attractive to people who want to buy. For me, I just want us to be the ones who add the value to the product. Right, I think it's a general problem in the Caribbean that we're producing raw material. So even in terms of our human capital, we are producing the talent, but then other people are producing the product that sells. And I think there's a real call here, a clarion call, a desperate call to make sure that we train, we prepare the guys to be the top producers in the field. So we're encouraging collaboration. We're encouraging them to broaden their scope. It was amazing, for example, to be in Trinidad and hear Marshall perform and say Anoale. They have French Creole in Trinidad, of course, in some small, in Paramin and some trace varieties of French Creole there. But to hear that on stage and to know that he was singing on a rhythm that was produced by St. Lucian and it was popular, and to hear for once them trying to speak our language instead of us trying to assimilate the accent, the choices, right? I will try to talk about that a little bit tonight. That was really wonderful. So somehow I'm not in the music fraternity. My job is to warn, criticize, think. That is the job of an academic, also to think too highly of your opinion, right, and yourself. And in that regard, I'm working on it. Right? So
you haven't gotten there yet. From all appearances, there's still a heavy quota of modesty and humility there. So you're not quite there yet.
Oh, well, the university will fix that soon, I think. But so my caution at this point in time is to reach out to the music fraternity and say, well, what are we doing to train the artists to make sure that we have producers, right? That the value is added here, that we can add value to our own product, to our own raw material.
And so we speak of authenticity, but we don't need to speak so loosely. The authenticity, no doubt, we're careful here, the thin line, not to preempt your lecture tonight. We want them to come to get the meat of it. But the origins, the many fables about where it started, how it started. Dennery is where you're from. That gives you legitimacy, boy, authority to speak on Dennery segment. You're not guessing. You're from the place. On your research, the actual origins of this Dennery segment music. What have you found?
I found that it started off with people who felt rejected by the establishment, so they wanted to be part of soca music, but they didn't feel like their music was valued. They didn't feel like the type of music that they wanted to sing was valued. They felt like they were that basically the system was classist, that it rejected them. So I think that calls for some introspection as well. So they decided to do their own thing for themselves. It was played at house parties, and it was done in Creole. And because communities like Dennery have always valued Creole, because of the flower festivals, for example, we had Creole soca monarchs happening within these communities. Creole was the lived reality of a lot of these guys. That music was valuable within that ecosystem first, and it became popular there first, and then it grew outside of that. So really, it was bursting at the seams. I don't think the establishment was reaching out, it wanted to accept it. They just had to accept it. It was a wave. It was happening. So they just had to accept it. So in my opinion, that is why it is really, really authentic, because in its nascency, it had no eyes. It had no teachers. It had no directors. It just existed, and perhaps that's the challenge that we're having now, right? Because it evolved however it was. We now perhaps have some challenges with reining it in because it's already fully developed.
Yeah, the research indicates that the solo music and the solo tradition was in fact the base.
Oh yeah, so it came from our drumming tradition for sure, right? So I was. Well, in my lecture, I'll talk a little bit about some of the drumming traditions that we have and how the rhythms of that influence Dennery segments directly. Specifically, something called the tresillo rhythm, right, which is very common. I don't know can you clap on this? right?
Right.
So that's like a very common rhythm. It's in the habanero music. Exactly. It's in habanero music. It's in dancehall music. It's perhaps the most common rhythmic pattern around the world. But that is the core. I would say that in almost every song, that's at the core. It's also very fast-paced, right? Well, the earlier songs tended to be above 120 beats per minute, and very percussive. And Moto himself, I put a video of him explaining how he builds it, and he prioritizes the rhythm, the beat, the percussiveness of it, so to speak. So that's its nature. It's connected directly to drumming. It's connected to the things that are in our cultural forms.
Yeah. And so my image then of a little Surbans and umpa hearing their grandmothers and the grandparents doing the solo, enriching the young mind and so being influenced, because the link is clear between the solo and them choosing not to go for the urban, more Trini style soca, but their own indigenous beats.
And even the chant like singing, right? Perhaps we can encourage them to be a little bit more melodic, to have some more intervals. But I think that the chant like singing is also part of the tradition. I don't focus on that too much tonight because I only have 1 hour.
Right.
But I talk more about rhythms. But it's a call and response.
Right.
It's repetitive. It's wordplay. Those things are already in the culture, right? Those things are already in our folk songs, etc. They're already in our folk traditions. They are already in the drumming traditions. So they were basically reproducing the things that were part of their lived experiences, their lived realities.
Boingson?
But I also think that in with regard to the development of the music, we have to decide on what our sound is.
Yeah.
That is crucial. We can't have where one producer is producing genre segment for a particular sound, and the other one is a different sound. No. The Jamaican has a sound for his reggae. He knows how the snare is supposed to sound. He knows exactly how the bass is, what frequencies he should accentuate on the bass for his reggae. He knows exactly what tones on the keyboard, which piano to use on the keyboard to cut through the music. You understand what I'm saying? I remember working with a Jamaican piano player, and he was telling me about the voicings they use and why they use them. And if you notice, when you look at the Jamaican, if you look at a St. Lucian playing a piano or a keyboard, right? He plays like most people play. You look at the Jamaican, he's literally pounding it. And that is because the keyboard is designed to have a certain sensitivity. And he wants that percussive thing. So he's literally playing the keyboard and he's banging it. And the Jamaican explained that to me, that you have to do that to get that percussive thing.
Unmistakable sound.
That is part of the Jamaican thing. Yes. And the frequency of your snare and your kick and so on. So the point I'm making here is that when in the process of developing the music, our Denry segment, we have to determine collectively how we want it to sound. And all of us must produce that sound.
You're asking for a kind of standardization while still being original and creative.
Exactly.
But there's a standard sound throughout. I remember my Jamaican friends at university making the point, and I saw it then afterwards. There's nowhere in the world, that thing called drum and bass, no country in the world could do it like a Jamaican. That drum and bass, that makes the heart of reggae, there's just nobody else.
That's what we need for
a drum and bass. As we say, persons just joining us, we're speaking with Dr. Ronald Francis, the guest lecturer tonight at the L'Histoire Carnival at the Harbour Club from 7, and Ronald Bohingson, esteemed musician and analyst of things cultural. We are going, of course, for persons who came from Venezuela or Mars yesterday and don't know what Denry segment is, to a little example, a little medley of what some of the songs that broke through for St. Lucia. Black Boy and Umpire, you have them?
G6 Production.
Don't mind them.
Production.
Show them. Jeune femme, écoutez, jeune femme, show them. Jeune femme, wine and go down, make bumper, catch on fire, and I'll be the firefighter. That book, kabale yo kap, ek pasa acheter a lighter. Femme, chebe, ka koupi, akodi yo ka fouye a banja. That book, I got the work I did for more. I got the news reporter. Jump and wine to the jungle, wine to that jungle. Ume sa fini fote. Même si yo got the wepi mal parler, ou pani la jen kapwete. Jeune femme fait sa zigzag, fais sa bonne up à la vie. Toute jeune femme qui belle,
Actually, Beverly or just écoutez. Wine and go down, make bumper, catch and fire, and I'll be the firefighter. Tag book, kabale yoka. Ek passa acheter a lighter.
King Beats, baby.
Ek a coupi, akodi ou ka fouye a banja. Tag book, kagade wek ay di famu, akodi ou se news reporter.
What's up, somebody back at you? Brother Levi. I got one question for y'all. Do you know what bap means? Ashwadeng. Who is the bap king? Who is the bap king? Who in the crew is the bap king? Who is the bap king? Me say, who is the bap king? Who is the bap king? Who in the crew is the bap king? Who is the bap king? Me say, bap bap the breadfruit falling. Bap 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 the breadfruit falling. Bap 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 the breadfruit falling. Bap 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 the breadfruit falling. Bap bap bap. I met this girl in a party. She's one fine classy, a virgin like Natty. She shabby and hotty. 5 years passotti, hold it a like a totty. Me slim wrong, fiki and fatty. Where do bap bap the breadfruit falling? Bap 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 the breadfruit falling. Bap 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 the breadfruit falling. Bap 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 the breadfruit falling. Bap bap bap. Who is the? Who is the? Who is the?
Yeah. Well, Manu Fried, interesting, as you say, Manu Fried. Seen as Denry segment, a good example from. You have it, Beats? You want to make the point, as you say, the challenge, as Bo was saying, to keep the authenticity, to keep true, but also drifting a little bit there towards more mainstream. And that is part of another debate that both of you could chime in, and even Claude Paul a little later. They try to push back about, for example, the looking for space, and the mainstream space now is the soca monarch and soca competition. But it has been pushed back, and people resisting, not many, but certain noisily protesting their inclusion in soca and saying that they're not. In other countries, there's been a distinction and the inclusion. Barbados, for example, the soca monarch, but there's also the bashment, the underground music with a different sound, the flirtative ring bang, but they all competed in the soca. But Barbados, I guess in the language, I've told Claude Paul, we used to have a safe term called party monarch. So it's carnival party music. So all subgenres could compete. Now that we've drifted to this power soca and groovy soca is where some of the protest has been raised. We initially, like Barbados, had party monarch. So any genre enjoyed at carnival could in fact compete. Let's hear Bo on that and
so I think that eventually we're going to run into a problem with our Denry segments. Because when you look at the criteria.
You mean as far as soca monarch is concerned? As
far as our competition is concerned. And you made a very important point there. Maybe we should just go with a Party monarch, yeah. Because when you look at the criteria, the way it's set, you have a certain amount of points for melody. So when you go with a groovy soca, they have very strong melodic structures, where there's a building of the tension, there's a pre-chorus, and then your chorus where you have all your hype, where you have your refrain. The Denry segment, most of it is pretty monotone. So there's very little melodic structure. And because that is the nature of the music as it is now, that puts the Denry segment artist at a profound disadvantage. You understand? But a Denry segment guy might very well emerge with the most popular song for Carnival. Right. But he can't win because of the structure of the criteria. And this is something that we will have to eventually address.
Yeah. And that is why there's the clamor too for Denry segment to have their own competition. But equally, there are persons who tell you, as far as art is concerned, competition is something to avoid, that it more stifles art than help it develop.
Well, it does, because here's what happened. A lot of people write for the judges because we're writing based on a certain set of criteria.
Yeah.
And that can become dangerous because it makes you write a certain way. And then that may not necessarily be what constitutes a great song in the wide world of music. You know what I mean? Because you have things like Double Third, you have humor. I don't know any song that has become a worldwide hit because it has Double Third, you know what I mean? So we have to be careful about how we restrict ourselves because of competition. You do end up writing a certain way. and that is dangerous to the development of our music.
Yeah, and that whole aspect of competition has been very topical as to whether you're doing a Denry Segway, for example. Some of the practitioners have resisted this competition. Some want it because they know there'll be a greater showcasing and greater spotlight. But very often people complain about and warn and caution about competition for such burgeoning art forms as Denry segment. What's your external view, looking up from a distance?
I mean, my initial feeling is that more is more.
More is, yeah.
Yeah, more is more. I would like to see a Denry segment competition specifically. I think that would be useful to the genre. I think it will develop in its own space, and then as the competition develops, maybe there are criteria that are very specific to Denry segment that will become part of judging over time, and perhaps that can be part of establishing the identity that you were talking about. And before I pass it on to you, because I really do think that Hinkson is much more qualified than I to talk about this. I don't know that necessarily putting them under that kind of pressure to compete to meet the criteria is helpful, and that might just be the sort of rebel that's in every academic, so to speak. I do think we must be pluralistic in the way in which we do things, but perhaps the way in which we strike a healthy balance is to just make sure that they have their own individual competition. You know,
that we don't need to tweak and adapt and change the purity of the music to suit the mainstream criterion. So,
I think I might have alluded to that early on. I think if we're going to, we should have our separate Denry segment competition, but the criteria should be set so that the music develops and evolves in a particular way.
Use it as a kind of instrument to help them get a little
absolutely.
more. Right,
the other thing I need to comment on, Teddy, is that I know that the Dominicans have been able to penetrate the French market and get into France. And I'm wondering why our Denry segment has taken so long for that to happen with our Denry segment music. Because the Dominicans have been... I mean, we have guys out of Dominica who are hugely successful in France and in other parts of Europe. Why has this not happened with our Denry segment to this point? I don't know why.
But Bo, just allow me to be clear and more fundamentally, more historically. I want you to stay on that link. I have been puzzled by that we have had success in Martinique. The Black Boys and so very popular in Martinique, commercially from way back with Yardi. There has been some success. I saw their image is still more of recent vintage of Umpa, which will be 12,000 people in Guadeloupe.
And Yari did it very early.
Right, very early. But he's very popular Umpa in Guadeloupe and so. But that link, Dominica and Paris, France, I wonder about why we never had a slice of that.
That's what I'm asking. That is exactly what I'm asking.
But maybe it's because of our relative paucity and poverty then. When Exile 1 and Gramax and No were breathing fire, we had nothing. Boo, your True Tones was the only exportable group we had. And you went to Barbados, more English speaking. But when there was that richness, that reach from means Paris and so forth for this talent, we were absent. There was no group here except non-commercialized merrymakers and so we didn't, so we didn't respond then. But they have maintained these links. They're all huge.
I mean, we can go back to
forget Guadeloupe and Martinique, but they're huge in Paris.
In Paris, yeah.
And that link we haven't had. I'm saying because then our industry didn't develop, it didn't capitalize. Merrymakers and so perhaps the only answer then to the likes of Gramax and Exile 1. I mean, they were world class,
And Teddy, the Dominicans didn't have one group. They had Gramax.
That's something.
That Exile 1. Yeah. They had Billowmen, a host of groups from Dominica,
big groups,
who have been successful in France.
Yeah, sticking, as you say, we're speaking with Dr. Ronald Francis and Ronald Bohingson. Ronald Francis being the lecturer tonight at Least Carnival. Claude Paul is with us too. Tell us, he's mentioning the link with Martinique and Guadeloupe, the appetite, you being based out of St. Lucia, the appetite for Denry segment music, how are you feeling it still relative to the boom of the last few years, over a few years ago?
I wondered, and I was having a conversation with a few people, with a producer, some musicians, etc. And I wondered if we might have missed the boat a little bit. As I was listening to you talk about bouillon getting big in France, etc., I was like, have we missed the opportunity to create something that's spectacular that we can export? Because a lot of the songs I'm listening to right now, I compiled a corpus, of all of the songs, and so much of it sounds like bouillon. Right now, so much of it has changed. It's evolving. I wonder
from your vantage, you detecting that drift to the bouillon.
I think we're in danger. I actually think we're in danger. I don't know if I'm correct. I don't know if I have enough information, enough data to draw that conclusion. But I feel like we are in danger of losing whatever it was that originally made it Denry segment.
Well, I think Teddy, you must be as aware as I am about the songs that were presented for prelims. A lot of these things are bouillon. And that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. We need to focus on developing our Denry segment and getting it to evolve so that we don't go down like headless chickens. Like I said earlier on, we run behind soca, we run behind dancehall, now we're running behind bouillon. No, that mustn't happen to us. We must get our guys to... when Kassav...
We hold that thought. We just must go to the time check now to be in Marine's good books. So we come back after the break. Just hold that thought.
Certainly. It's now 9 a.m. and that time is brought to you with the compliments of Ferrens Ice Cream.
I'm feeling for something special, something tasty, something smooth. When I think about all the flavors I can savor,
I gotta have
Ferrens Ice Cream.
I wanna have, I need to have a flavor that makes me glad. But the way I feel, it must be Ferrens Ice Cream. Chocolate coated ice cream bars, creamsicles I gotta have. Give me some fat-free yogurt I need.
Ferrens Ice Cream.
Ferrens Ice Cream.
It's so delicious. Ferrens Ice Cream. Ferrens tastes so good. Ferrens Ice Cream. Whoa, I gotta have it. 'Cause only the best will do.
Ferrens Ice Cream, bringing back delicious memories.
We're back! Vaval Central! Music, happening, interviews, and all aspects of Carnival. Vaval Central! Yeah! Vaval Central! 8 to 9:30 a.m. Monday to Friday with Teddy Francis and Tim RCI. Vaval Central on the Caribbean Sound. Sponsored by the Carnival Planning and Management Committee, the Carnival Music Management Committee, Harris Bates, and Creamery Novelties. Vaval Central! Yeah!
Oh, I've got this feeling to high-five the sun, dance in the rain, and have my scoop of fun. I'm on my way to flavor my day with something new, and I've got room for you. Let loose and live a little, get close and share a little, give in and taste a little. You'll fall in love with Creamery Novelties. Love life and live a little, get close and share a little, give in and taste a little. You'll fall in love with Creamery Novelties.
Enjoy Creamy Novelties Ice Cream, distributed by Ferrens Foods. Live a little.
Who's a little man with a lot to offer? He is the Harris Benz man, who does the best for less in so many colors. He is the Harris Benz man, for a better pay and a better price. Check the little man for some self-advice. If you're raining inside, outside, you'll be satisfied when you use Harris Benz. If you're raining inside, outside, you'll be satisfied when you use Harris Benz.
Tropical Shipping offers full service to customers. They cater to the large customers who import container loads of frozen goods, building material, groceries to the individual doing a home renovation project or someone wishing to upgrade their home appliances. Tropical Shipping also offer full-service warehousing and consolidation services. Tropical Shipping St. Lucia offers 2 locations for your convenience. Castries on Monell Street, right next to Port Authority, and in Viewfort, upstairs the Dyer Building. Call Tropical Shipping 457-0900 for more information.
online or visit a branch today. Get your credit card June 30, don't delay.
This June, L'Histoire Carnaval returns with an engaging cultural discussion exploring the powerful relationship between music, language, and identity in Lucian Carnival. Under the theme, Rhythm, Language, and Identity. Does our music define us? The event will feature a lecture by St. Lucian Dr. Ronald T. Francis of the University of the West Indies Cave Hill campus, alongside an engaging panel discussion with key music and cultural stakeholders. Join us for free on Wednesday, June 10th at the Harbor Club for an evening of culture, conversation, and celebration as we explore the soundtrack of St. Lucia's Carnival story. Feel the vibes, embody the spirit. Lucian Carnival, nothing sweeter than that.
Yeah, let's hear before we wrap up our conversation. As I say, we don't want to replicate the lecture tonight to eat into all Dr. Ronald Francis content for tonight. So you have Moto?
Yeah, I'm money, bro.
Yeah.
Moto there. Hey, what you say? Top right. Hey, nom, you aim it. Nom, you aim it. Say nom. She like man, we fried. Big ride this man, we fried. Top right. She like man, we fried. Big ride this man, we fried. Top right.
Big ride, make her come inside when she see the gas stick. Her eyes open wide, she like how I drive the bell motor car. The bell motor car is
big ride. All the gal them want big ride. Top ride. Hoop on the side, like man, we fried. Big ride this man, we fried. Top right. She like man, we fried. Big ride this man, we fried. Top right. So my girl bubble on the bonnet, boy. Just jiggle on the bonnet, boy.
Evelyn Numpkin BMW AP out. Yes, Numpkin Corolla pass having Bokai. In a Num Subaru car with a jig bell. Just bring the BM no Vitara Suzuki.
She like man, we fried. Big ride.
That's all you say, no?
Yeah, I was saying it's very chanty, you know.
Very. That Black Boy is genius. It's virtuoso talent. Black Boy. And then umpire the play. I said the lyrics. We really undervaluing the lyrics. They just see them with vulgarity, but it's really well.
They're diverse.
Yeah.
They're diverse. There's a lot in there, and I will spend a good 20 slides on it.
Right,
yeah.
Showing the diversity and as they say, Boo, as we get ready to wrap up, reminding persons that the contestants from the Glow City Carnival Queen show are about to enter, which is why Claude Paul has stayed with us this morning. But that is right. He's doing that right on Vaval Central. But that's our comrade. That's our comrade. He knows his Picong. It's only Picong. Claude is a soldier. We're going to speak about, as we say, we're trying to export, we're trying to get it out there. But the nexus, that link, that lien between the music, Denry segment, how much does it reflect us? Let's talk a little bit about that. How much is a reflection of us, what we like? They say it's vulgar, it stings, a race to the bottom, no pun intended. But does it reflect us? Is it what we like? Some say like the Dominica, they're claiming that nasty business. That's a real Dominican psyche where there's sorts of art to accept it. Some have argued that push your hand in your this and put it in my mouth would not play in Trinidad and to go in a mainstream fed. It just wouldn't get currency. They're saying Marshall Montana, for all his body of work, doesn't go to the rare raw vulgarity. They avoid it, a little subtlety. So does it reflect us, our society, where we are, what our psyche is?
I do think so. I just think that we need to credit our psyche a little bit more and credit ourselves, credit ourselves a little bit more. It definitely reflects the lived reality of St. Lucians. As I said, it talks about folklore. Like there are songs that discuss folklore. Alcali Eclapuye or something. There are songs that talk about going abroad, living abroad. So even that migration, the reality, St. Lucians in the diaspora, having family abroad. There's a lot about food. So a lot of the metaphors, even the salacious metaphors, are about food.
Around food.
Yeah, around food.
Not really about
food. But around food. Balamin, Poto, things that are part of rural life in St. Lucia. So exactly. Cocoa, So, exactly. So all of these things are very St. Lucian.
Akupi.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So you talk about farming. They talk about the lived experience of people in rural communities in St. Lucia, right? And they also talk about sensuality. So maybe that is also our lived experience. And I challenge the audience tonight to maybe accept that, instead of pointing the finger at them, point it at yourself. Ourselves, because I'm a St. Lucian as well. So perhaps the lived experience of St. Lucians, we perhaps have in our underbelly, in the undercurrent of St. Lucia, a strong sensual ethos, if you will, a strong. I don't know how much you can say on morning radio, but
put it as delicately as you possibly can.
I think, yeah, and maybe that is in fact who we are, and it is coming out. It's so interesting. I was having a conversation with a group of young ladies, and then I told them, I asked them, what do you think about the new segment? Do you think that it's a little bit too strong, provocative, etc.? And they said no. They thought that the only difference between them and the previous generations was social media. Right. Yeah. That everything they do gets documented, so it's out there, so people can criticize. But people before them did exactly the same thing. So perhaps the music is reflecting the reality of St. Lucians. I was reading, I was collecting as part of my research just attitudes in newspapers and in media in general towards Denry segment. In one of them, it says, "Don't mention Denry segment to Fish Alphonse," and Archbishop Miles there commented on the music, etc. And even in an article in The Guardian last year, they were like, if you're coming to Notting Hill Carnival, you're going to head Denry segment and Bouillon, but just know that the lyrics are going to be nasty, so to speak. But I would proffer that that His Grace's quarrel is with his flock, not with the artist. Right? With the people, with his congregants, so to speak, because not all of them react negatively to the music. A lot of them embrace it. A lot of people are on the Bam Bam Wall and then perhaps in church on Sunday. So it means that whatever is happening within Carnival is something that is sanctioned by society. It's something that St. Lucians embrace. And so the wider conversation, I think, is about who we are and what we accept, and not so much about what we're forcing the guys to do. Because I would proffer that if we started to reject the lyrics in any way, they would change it, because then it would have no value to them. It would have no economic value to them.
If the lyrics were not resonating.
If they were not resonating, right? But if they say "Jeune femme à couper" and then all the women are couper, then it means that the lyrics are okay.
I remember seeing the big revelation to me, Claude, was a couple of years ago. A certain bank I wouldn't name this morning. Drifted into the staff parties, an all-white staff party, and I just thought, when that segment, literally the segment came on, the girls abandoned the heels, some had their heels in their hands, and I just thought the whole party just went down. There's a downward convergence in another sense, and literally, and then, Claude, everybody was just akupi, and let's go for a whole 30-40 minutes, and I'm telling you, and largely middle class, nice cross-section, middle class and everything, and it just, I thought, here's my loan supervisor, here's my loans manager. That is, as he's saying, the real society, and they embraced it, they wanted it, they felt it. So this art and society thing, reflecting society, the reality, the Denry segment really brings it across, really does bring it across. Yeah?
Can I just say quickly, Teddy, that we have to, today I will send you some old jazz music, right? And it is more raunchy than Denry segment. You know? I'm talking about jazz music. All talking about stuff from 1920, 1930. That's raw. And when people hear that now, my friends now sent it to us shocked that was jazz. So this is not new. I think what we have is generally there's a part of society that is very insidious about that kind of thing. And they hide it, they hide their love for that kind of thing. And the Denry segment guys, whether consciously or not, decided we're going to We're going to fill that void.
Yeah.
But the thing I know that is going for the Dennery segment is that there's a seismic shift in which the music industry operates in the world now. Before, you had the people like the Barry Gordys and so on. These guys, there was what we call an artist and repertoire representative, and these guys would say, okay, this is good. And they will make a decision as to how, the money they're going to put behind marketing this. Today, the music industry is controlled by people who just controlling the algorithms. You understand what I'm saying? It has shifted away from these guys who are determining what is good and what's not good. They're strictly generative numbers.
Right.
So in that regard, I think there's great hope for the Dennery segment, and they should capitalize on that, and so that they can benefit from it. And the other thing is that they have to understand that streams and views do not always convert to fans.
In a real sense.
In a real sense, you might have a lot of streams and a lot of views, but that does not necessarily convert to paying fans.
Yeah,
and
we've seen some good examples of that across the Jazz Festival and so. It's a discussion you have to continue. Of course, I hope we have whetted your appetite to come tonight to hear Dr. Ronald Francis on the topic, which is talking language, talking society, and the big question, does our music define us? We've partially answered it this morning. The rest tonight at Harbour Club from 7, Marine.
Yes.
I know I see the pitching, the CPMC suggesting outfits and all. And Marine, I know you're not backward at all. You're not in that regard. We're going to run. We're running a little Dennery segment tune for them while we and I say so. Our panelist Claude Paul stays with us because we have to push the weekend. But the two Ronalds are free to leave or free to stay. We'll see what they do. The Carnival Queens are coming in now, so you all are free to stay or free to leave. It's your choice. It's your choice.
We have to make space.
It's your choice. No explanation. It's just your choice.
But my namesake, I think he just cleaned his glasses to watch Marine.
Yeah. You say Marine as charming as the Carnival Queens. Yeah. I talking about Carnival Queens. Who say Marine?
He asked me if Marine is a Carnival Queen.
Let's go beat set, and we're getting ready for the Grocery Carnival Queen contestants.
Yo, crumb. What the girl them don't know how to tick tock. Every girl just tick. Every girl just tack. Every girl just tick, 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 tick. Every girl just tick it and attack it and attack it and tick it and tick it and attack it and attack it and tick it and go down, go down, go down. Every girl just tick it and attack it and attack it and tick it and tick it and attack it and attack it and tick it and go down, go down, go down. Go back it up on people, man. Before you get boop in your back. Servant say it takes two touch to clap, but big up the girls with the fat pat pat. Well, my girl, I don't care with that. For we know how to bend your back, and you know just how to tick tock. Every girl, boom. Every girl just tick it and attack it and attack it and tick it and tick it and attack it and attack it and tick it and go down, go down, go down. Every girl just tick it and attack it and attack it and tick it and tick it and attack it and attack it and tick it and go down, go down, go down. Tick tock and bend your back and just go down flat. My girl, when you sit on that, him not there, come on, wine on that. Wind down to the ground, wind down and just long out your tongue. My girl, it's not easy. My girl, it's not easy. Boom. Every girl just tick it and attack it and attack it and tick it and tick it and attack it and attack it and tick it and go down, go down, go down, go down, go down.
It takes two toes to clap. Hand on your knees and watch it from the back.
Higher.
Wonderful. Teddy, we're back.
Yes, Maureen, I know you enjoyed the discussion. More reasons to attend tonight over at the Harbour Club. We're pushing the communities. Claude and I reminding you that the 210th, Claude, Friday is Fire One, Claude?
Yeah, we have the final ordinary tent.
The pre-competition tent.
Right, that will be Fire One, and then the first quarter final right away on Saturday and continuing to next week until next Saturday. The 19th final tent.
We have a week or so to prepare for the big one, that's the semi-finals. The
semi-finals.
Are we still going with 18 this year?
Yeah, well, we haven't changed the rules, so we have to go with what we have. Yes.
And shaping up very competitive, and then we move on a 2-week break before the finals.
Before the finals, yes. Yeah. So it should be all good, Teddy.
Unless
I haven't got to travel again, of course.
Yeah.
But anyway.
As been asked, the backup band is the great old Gregory Piper.
Well, for the finals,
the
All-Star Band under the baton of Gregory Piper, the maestro. Yes, sir.
Okay. Groseley, good morning, Groseley Queens. Good morning. You all practice something out there. You all could do it again about Vaval Central for Auntie Maureen. Yeah, although Maureen look like your auntie there. So Maureen could be a contestant there. When the photo, we take the photo in a while beats, they'll be asking if Maureen is a contestant. How many contestants? Number 8? 6. Contestant. Maureen is contestant number 7. Number 7. Yeah, Miss well, a good idea. That's a good idea, Miss RCI. You all practice something out there, Vaval Central. You all could do that again?
Yeah.
Okay,
Outside,
okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3.
The Radiant 6 at Vaval Central.
Yeah, you feel like that? You're good. But you know, beats are funny fellow. When you have pretty girls, you don't watch them, you know. You're looking away. Beats you're not easy, you know.
You have camera on him.
Yeah. Beats boy, I'm watching you closely. Good morning. You all look ready already, ready to go. What date is the show? What date?
July 26th.
Well, you're well rehearsed. That's a Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday.
Right, we're going. That's it. I think that day is Soufre Carnival, so we're going there early and then coming up to you all. We all in order. I know you all have dipped for your order already. You all know what order you're in? Not yet? Not yet. That's another exciting. Yeah. All right, so we'll start with you, and you come introduce yourself and your sponsor.
Good morning, Mr. Teddy, RCI team, and viewers. I am Charlene Joseph, Miss Spice of India.
All right. We heard about your restaurant. I know they're building back, but they're still supporting you, Spice of India.
Good morning, Mr. Teddy, and good morning, RCI. I am Brianna Anthony, your Miss Dreamy Group.
Natalie
John.
Good morning, Mr. Francis, and good morning to the RCI team and our viewers. Thank you for logging in. I am Diana Herman, your Miss Belze Eye Care, and thank you for having us today.
Next.
Good morning, Mr. Francis. Good morning, RCI team. My name is Kalia Everest, and I am your Miss All World Inc.
Good morning, Mr. Francis. Good morning, RCI viewers, fans, listeners. I am Chloe Griffith, yours truly, Miss Ultramart Inc.
Good morning, Mr. Teddy. Good morning, RCI and our lovely viewers. I am your Miss C&M Touring Services Inc., Turkey Tixi, and I am elated to be here this morning.
Yeah, you look well prepared. We'll start with you, asking you your involvement in pageants. Have you had any before, and why you entered this pageant? We'll ask the same question of all the contestants. Go ahead.
So far, this will be my 5th pageant. Hopefully,
First or fifth?
5th.
Fifth.
Yes. Hopefully, this is
So
my.
tell us some of them you've taken part in.
Yeah. So my first pageant was in primary school for independence. The second one was a constituency pageant for Jeune Creole.
Which constituency?
Micoud South.
Okay.
The third pageant was for Jeunesse Creole as well at the St. Joseph's Convent Secondary School. And the fourth was Miss District High.
Okay, yeah. So you're well experienced. And your view is to go to national eventually?
Eventually, yes.
Yeah. How has it been so far, this pageant?
So far, it has been wonderful. My fellow contestants are amazing. The sisterhood is very strong. I have a great team. I appreciate my glam team. They uplift me, and my chaperone is ensuring that everything is in order. I feel very comfortable. I'm not worried about anything. I just trust them. Yeah.
Thanks, well done. Let's give her an applause. An interesting feature, Maureen, introduced by Groseley, nice innovation where they have presented and highlighted the what they call the glam team, hairdresser, nail tech, and so they get the due credit, which is also very good. Absolutely. But also it gives another dimension to the show and the presentations. Next contestant.
Good morning again. This is I consider it first, but it's technically my second pageant. Okay. My very first one was at the Dimple Louisi Primary School. And this will be my second official pageant.
So what made you decide to do this one?
Initially, for Goals 2026, I said I would bring myself out there and do things that I'm not as comfortable doing. So I would lift up myself and say yes to new things. So this is my yes to something new. It has been a good journey so far. I've already learned new things about myself that I should have, been engaging in. And so taking myself in that step forward has been a very good initiative so far towards that goal.
Yeah, and so far you're enjoying it? You're growing? You're developing?
Oh, definitely. The girls are wonderful. We've grown together very well, actually, for knowing each other for such a short period of time. My glam team is amazing. They support me in everything. My chaperone, she's very lovely. Charlene, big up you. And my sponsor, Ultramat, they have also been working very well with me. They're ensuring that everything is in place for all events and activities that we have so far. So far it's a lovely journey. I love it.
And Lady Jane, so taking care of you.
Oh, absolutely. All day, every day, they keep us updated. They make sure that we are well fed, we're doing everything right. They're making sure that we are going towards that path of becoming queen.
Well, Ultramat, Mr. Serrier and the team, good morning. Good things being said about you, and keep it up.
Yes, thank you.
Next contestant.
Hello once again. So I am your Miss All World Inc. And I would say I'm a little bit of a newbie to the pageant scene. My first one wasn't on as much of a major scale as this one. I participated in the 2019 Mr. and Miss Red Cross pageant. It was across schools. So, just
That's
something.
A nice, safe pageant.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I tried that when I was attending the St. Joseph's Convent, and it was from there I realized I had a love for pageantry. I liked being on the stage and showing what I can do and what I'm capable of, and I love to take on a new challenge. So this one is putting myself out of my comfort zone and taking one that's more of a challenge and seeing what I can do and showing St. Lucia what I bring to the table.
The convent girls repping there this morning.
Absolutely.
So all the first three from convent?
Yes, I'm from the St. Joseph Convent.
What are the first three convent girls? convent
One
repping,
SJC.
Yeah. So just curious, did Lady Jane so approach you, headhunt you, find you, or who encouraged you to go ahead?
Actually, the people around me were the ones to really push me in that direction. Before I originally auditioned for this pageant, I was a little bit, questioning if pageantry was the route I was supposed to go down, because as much as I love it, I was feeling a little bit demotivated, and the people around me saw that I can do it and they pushed me to it, and best decision ever made. I am so grateful that they did, because this pageant has been, this experience has been so eye-opening so far. Again, the ladies are amazing, and I have the most wonderful people by my side supporting me throughout. I feel like I have a village behind me.
Nice. Next contestant. Let's give an applause. Remember, everybody gives an applause. Huh?
Good morning again, Diana, Miss Belzier, Ike. So pageantry is actually a first initiative for me. Usually I'm more on the business side, but I do work in healthcare. But however, this year it was also my first. I auditioned with the National Carnival Queen Show. That was also an experience. However, I believe for the Queen of Groseley, I decided to do this pageant so that I can further develop myself, because of course we all have avenues that we can improve, and pageants are a platform, I believe, that push self-development and growth of young women. And for me, I'm the oldest out of all of the girls, and it's something that I've put off for a while, taking part in pageants, so I can learn a lot of things from them, and I'm hoping to share a lot with them as well, because a lot of them are into fashion designing, and I also have the background in carnival costume and designing, so I do have stuff to bring to them, and I'm looking to gain a lot from them as well, and also the wider community outside of the pageantry industry.
Nice. And then the preparation, look, they're all sounding well prepared, we're ready for the pageant, ready to go. and we're looking forward to the 26th, it is?
Yes, 26th of July.
Oh, July. Next contestant.
Good morning again. I am your Miss Dreamy Group, and this is my first pageant. I'm a very reserved person, and I said to myself that this year it would be the year that I put myself out there to show young women that they can do it as well. I also joined pageantry to grow and to become the best version of myself. And I'm looking forward to this journey to see how much I can learn and experience. And I love my fellow contestants. They're like sisters to me. We got so comfortable with each other so fast, and I love all of them.
Yeah. What are you engaged in presently, professionally? You're a student, you in the working world?
I'm in the working world.
Okay, what
Yes.
field are you in?
I'm in the F&B department in the
Okay.
hospitality industry.
The chef, or you just managing the people? You're the chef or just bossing them around? You're manager?
No, I
All right.
wish.
All right, interesting.
Yes.
Next contestant.
Good morning again, everyone. I am Miss Spice of India, Charlene Joseph. This would be my third pageant, but my first official bigger pageant.
Right.
My very first pageant was at the Leon Hess Comprehensive Secondary School in 2015, Mr. and Miss Elite CSS. I was the first Form 1 to win.
Okay.
My second pageant was in 2018, and it was the Miss Marigold Junior Creole pageant. I decided to take on this pageant because throughout the years I've lost a lot of confidence, I would say, in myself, and I would like to build that confidence again and build myself as a person as well.
And that's happening so far?
Yes, it is happening so far. My chaperone has been helping me stay calm under pressure because he's a very calm person, and when I see the calm, it reflects back onto me. So it helps me stay calm. My glam squad has been very understanding and very helpful with me as well, and all of the ladies have been very nice. It's been nice talking to everyone and being around everyone.
All right. We're looking forward to it. You'll sound well prepared. You agree, Claude? No, seriously, they appear well prepared for this, the grooming and also presenting themselves. We'll ask you, I'm told by the likes of Lady Jan Consuelo, you'll be back on the program closer to the show. You'll be coming back here. So we don't want to exhaust it this morning. Asking each of you to come to the mic. I'm starting with the one and only Karen. The one Karen Davis. And just a pitch encouraging people to come to the show. We're starting with you.
Okay.
Remind them who you are. Start by saying your name and your sponsor. Always promote yourself and your sponsor.
I am Charlene Joseph, Miss Spice of India. Come on the 26th of July, 2026 to take a look at grace, beauty, and glamour of the Radiant Six.
Wow.
Good morning. I am Brianna Anthony, your Miss Jimmy Group, and I would encourage all of you to come to our Queen of Grizzly pageant on July 26th to see beauty and strength.
Let's go.
Hi, I'm Diana Herman, your Miss Belze Eye Care. Come join us on the 26th of July, 2026 for a night of fun-filled elegance and adventure.
I am Kalia Everest, your Miss All World Inc., and I encourage all of you to come out in numbers on July 26th at the HRDC in Grizzly to see the Radiant Six perform talent and to see beauty as well.
Nice.
Good morning again. I am Chloe Griffith, yours truly, Miss Ultramart Inc. I invite each and every one of you to join us on July 26, 2026 at the Grizzly Human Development Center for an evening of elegance and poise.
That's well said.
Ladies and gentlemen, Turkey Tixi, your Miss C&M Touring Services Inc. This is just an introduction to your Radiant Six. So let's talk more action. Come, join us July 26th to witness a night that you will remember.
Nice, that's it. So on the end, as we go out to get the photos outside with Marine, we take some photos with Marine and the team outside in our Vaval Central area. Next week we're going outside King Beach. We turn it up next week. They'll be back with us and to really perform for us. So we're really pleased with that little chant that Vaval Central thing on this. So we want to end with that again before we go outside, you know. Let's go 1, 2, 3.
The Radiant Six at Vaval Central.
Yep. Thank you. What a better note, no better note to end tonight. Claude, we're all going over to the Harbour Club, 7 o'clock, the L'Histoire Carnival, the Carnival Lecture, the official Carnival Lecture, and we're happy for the diversity in the Carnival. Of course, tomorrow it will be morning report on, I won't say on fire, on heat, with Peter Soca Stars coming there at Rosemadine, and also the road show of the CPMC, Do Road, they're combining, they're getting together over at Rosemadine over in Monrepo. Any of you have been to Rosemadine? No? Never? No. Never. No. You see, the North, that's North girls. Thank you. The public saying for the messages, you all have been splendid. You're very outstanding. Feel proud and keep the standard. We're going over to the photos in a bit with Marine and company. Beats and Marine just run something while we go outside. Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, Marine?
Absolutely, Teddy.
Yeah.
That's
Karen,
a wrap.
big up yourself, Karen.
Certainly. Yeah. It is a wrap, guys. And, of course, Vaval Central was made possible with compliments of the Carnival Planning Management Committee, also the Carnival Music Management Committee, Creamy Novelty, Harris Paints, Tropical Shipping, and also the First National Bank.
We're back! Vaval Central! Music happening, interviews, and all aspects of Carnival. Vaval Central! Yeah! Vaval Central! 8 to 9:30 a.m. Monday to Friday with Teddy Francis and Team RCI. Vaval Central on the Caribbean Sound. Sponsored by the Carnival Planning and Management Committee, the Carnival Music Management Committee, Harris Paints, and Creamy Novelties. Vaval Central! Yeah!
The 2026 Calypso quarterfinals are here. South Calypso Tent takes the stage Saturday, June 13th, followed by Fire One. On Wednesday, June 17th, KPT. On Thursday, June 18th, and TOT. On Saturday, June 20th, National Cultural Center, 8:30 p.m. Admission is only $25. Who will advance to the semi-finals? Come out and